The return of the Blades of Chaos in God of War gave us a great moment to cherish, and everyone loved the return of an iconic weapon from the Greek series. But what would have happened if Kratos had every single weapon at the end of God of War 3 with him in 2018's God of War? As we all know from the ending of God of War 3, all of Kratos' weapons were destroyed during the boss fight against Zeus. So for these weapons to be present in the Norse lands, we are gonna have to assume a bit of information. After all, it's just an alternate possibility I'm talking about. First up, during the fight with Zeus, Kratos uses the Blade of Olympus to defeat Zeus. He doesn't use any of the weapons he acquired throughout the game. So this is the assumption. Kratos' weapons did not break at all. So the same scenes play out, but we see Kratos dropping all of his weapons just as a sign that he is done with his quest for vengeance. So after all the talk with Athena, Kratos stabs himself with the blade, then leaves for the Norse lands. But we could have gotten an alternate scene where Athena curses the weapons to stay with Kratos all the time, similar to how the Blades of Chaos never leave him at all times. This does include the Blade of Olympus as well, since it's of no more use to Athena, and this is when the screen will fade to black. Fast forward to God of War 2018. We get the hunt with Atreus, then Baldur shows up at the cabin, but this is where a big surprise comes in. In order to stay on top, Kratos would whip out the claws of Hades, put on the boots of Hermes, and also the Nemean cestus as well as the Nemesis whip given to him by Hephaestus. After making Kratos do this, but Kratos would not bring the Blade of Olympus with him, mainly because at this point in the game, he doesn't want Atreus to know anything about his past. Obviously, it is the beginning of the game. So bringing in many weapons from the older games would obviously change the gameplay. The Nemesis whip and the claws of Hades would both pretty much work in a way similar to the Blades of Chaos. But for the Nemean cestus and the boots of Hermes, I'm not really sure as to what changes it could bring in gameplay. Perhaps Kratos could also move very quick just like Baldur, and the Nemean cestus could help in slowing down Baldur whenever he tries to move in an agile way, and it could also be used to toss enemies up into the air to get some nice moves and combos as well. But where does the Blade of Olympus fit into all of this? This is where God of War Ragnarok comes in. Knowing Kratos and how he has changed throughout the games, it's safe to say that he would definitely not reveal the blade at any point throughout the first game, but Ragnarok is definitely going to be having more risks for him as well as his son Atreus. So he obviously wants to protect Atreus, and Ragnarok will definitely happen in the next game. So for the battle, he could bring the Blade of Olympus as well, just as a big weapon to be powerful in combat. The Blade of Olympus would most probably function just like the Leviathan axe, pretty quick and smooth to use, but the only difference would be that we cannot throw the blade like we did with the axe, since it can't be recalled, and it wouldn't make sense if Kratos would throw swords around the place. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think the old weapons should have been with Kratos the whole time, and also should they have been usable in gameplay in the Norse games as well? Do let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. Since this video was a what if about the weapons from the Greek series coming to the Norse games, do check out what would happen if Atreus met Kratos from the Greek games in God of War Ragnarok. If you're interested, the link is down in the description. And yeah, thank you so much for watching guys. That's about it for today's video. I'll see you all in the next one.